The first example of my work that shows the steps that I went through to accomplish the assignment is the position paper. I found this assignment very difficult because it was overwhelming. I worked through my difficulties by breaking it down into steps. First, I chose my topic and decided on a direction I wanted to go with my paper. Once I did my research, I compiled my resources into a bibliography that grew as I completed the assignment. Next, I pulled out key information for both positions of my paper and categorized it with the original source information. I wrote an original rough draft that was solely supporting the information that I had researched. My next few drafts were easier since I had read and understood the novel Animal Farm. I went back through the novel and my notes, and I found specific examples of how the novel fit in with my research points of view. My last revision ensured that all my grammar and spelling were correct, with having fluency throughout the paper supporting both points of view while tying in my literary reference from Animal Farm. My final draft was submitted on April 13th. I worked on my paper for 15 days straight, and I am very proud of the planning and organizing that I put into this paper. An example of my planning process for a specific piece of writing is the response answering the question, do you consider yourself to be a thinker or a doer? My first step was to use the visual organizer. I developed individual thoughts and examples from my life that supported the answer to the question. My next step was to develop my opening sentence. From there, I incorporated the examples I had from my graphic organizer into my paragraph. Using these steps has helped me to ensure I have all of my thoughts down first before going on to compose my written response. The organizers have helped me to write more cohesively. The visual presentation that I chose to highlight with the steps I went through is the Hamlet assignment that I did as a video. I used all of my previous Hamlet assignments to help me understand the question and the viewpoint I was going to take when completing this assignment. Understanding all of the secret plots or schemes was essential to understanding whether or not Hamlet was crazy. Seeing how Hamlet responded was essential. Focusing in on the reasons for Hamlet's emotions and the possible response for the emotions was very important when answering my question. I chose to answer based on the position. Hamlet's actions throughout the play are false and are used to trick others into thinking that he is mad, when in reality his mental state is one of sanity. First, I again used the graphic organizer to put all of my thoughts on paper. Once I had developed my ideas as individual thoughts, I wrote out my written response, which I chose to present orally in a video. I researched images to go with my response, then put everything together in a video, which I uploaded to YouTube to hand in my link. Throughout this course, I learned that becoming more aware of your learning process is very important. When I began this course, I spoke about my desire to become more effective at reading and understanding. As I pointed out in my Assess and Reflect Part 3, one of the things that I grew in was the ability to see literature, questions, and upcoming assignments all at once. An example of this was the assignment where I had to draw out character traits in Animal Farm. I was surprised with how easily I was able to focus in and do this question so quickly and completely. My ability to read and pull out details in the literature definitely strengthened. Another assignment that shows this strength is the plot diagram for Hamlet. I was able to fill in the major plot themes for each act with ease. This demonstrates seeing the literature as a whole picture. While I did not complete all of my assignments according to the original timeline, I have finished them all to the very best of my ability. before the course outlines expected hand-in dates. I adjusted my original expectations a few weeks after the course began, due to changing expectations I had for myself. I am proud of myself for always staying ahead in the course and not lagging behind. I took some time this semester for a short cadet deployment, and even being gone for a few weeks, I was able to have all of my assignments in before the expected due dates. I had one assignment where I did not achieve a grade that I was happy with, and I took the time to back up and redo the assignment a second time. It is my hope that I did well the second attempt at the assignment. The assignment that I enjoyed doing the most was the word art that was made up of my character traits. I used colors that I love, fonts that were bold and friendly. I was pleased with the outcome because this word art sums up who I am. The assignment is a good visual reminder to me of everything that I value about my character and my environment. The assignment that I disliked the most was without question the debate. I believe that this is because it is more natural for me to choose a side and explain my reasoning for sticking with my viewpoint. In past school assignments, I have always been asked to choose one side and defend that view, and that is what I did the first time round of handing in my debate. I was well prepared for one viewpoint, but not the other. I fixed the assignment by backing up and completing my research to find valid defense for both points of view before handing it in a second time. In order to make the assignment more of my learning style, I think it would have been more effective to have a debate partner who would have the responsibility for defending the opposing view. That being said, being pushed to defend both viewpoints helped me to grow past my stubborn ways of only seeing things from my original way. I believe that I have done a very good job when completing this course. I know I am not grading effort, but I know that I gave 100%. I have tried harder in this course than any other. I stepped up to the plate and learned a lot of new things through this class. I showed my artistic strength through my parody of To Be or Not to Be when creating my To Eat or Not to Eat. I also showed my growth and skill through my position paper. I can honestly say that I have never revised a paper and wrote with such knowledge and clarity as I did in my position paper. I am proud to give myself a 4.5. I'm most connected with was from the novel Night by Ela Final. I was able to identify with and empathize with almost every aspect of his life. Everything from his family structure and expectations right to his religious values and faithfulness aligned with my life. I enjoyed writing this piece because it helped me to see what it is that I treasure in my own life. This paper also helped me to look closer at my life. Am I grateful for my family and my faith? The assignment that I was least interested in was Orwell's To Shoot an Elephant. I did not find that the literature was an easy read, and I did not identify with his situation. This is a text that I needed to read through multiple times, and eventually I found an audio version of it online to get through it. I didn't identify with the culture or the environment that the author was in. I have also never been put into a situation of such pressure where I felt I had to respond, other than a few small dares that wouldn't endanger me or anyone around me. The first assignment that I chose that I thought was very valuable in discovering a deeper identity of myself was the quiz looking at my characteristics. This assignment expanded my understanding of who I am. It is valuable to do assignments like this because it is important to know and understand personality, strength, and weaknesses before entering into the workforce or investing in post-secondary education. This assignment was the beginning of re-evaluating my future timeline and ambitions. Without taking the time for self-identity exploration, we as young people are most inclined to choose a future that does not fit our personalities or strengths. The second assignment is a question that was asked in the Hamlet questions. I never realized the source of conflict between me and my mother before answering this question. Since understanding the source, I have been able to adopt a whole new attitude towards her and her desire to help me achieve in my goals. When looking at the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, the before activity was to write a paragraph about justice. This helped me to know and understand what truth and justice mean to me. When I read it the first time, I was by myself and I was able to take in the words and see them in a picture that I imagined in my own mind. The second time I went through the poem was listening to Maya recite it. It was when I listened to her saying the poem that it meant the most to me. Her use of laughter, vocal ups and downs, and her laid-back personality made the poem come alive. The summative assignment was to write a letter seeking action to create justice for someone else. Seeing how Maya reacted to the injustice of her life, putting on a smile and using her words to bring truth to the world helped me to understand the need to enter into social justice myself.